Hey, welcome to Tesla Shorts Time Daily, episode 443, coming to you from Vancouver. It's April 21st, 2026. Here's your Tesla news rundown. The Cybertruck is stepping up in some pretty meaningful ways right now. PG&E has cleared the Cybertruck as the first alternating current vehicle to grid asset for residential use in California. Owners will be able to send power back to their homes or the grid when paired with compatible charging systems. This turns the truck from what some call a big expensive toy into an actual revenue tool over time. For Tesla's energy business, it expands the ecosystem by giving utilities another practical option for grid stability. California utilities in particular gain a new tool to help balance loads during peak times or outages. The approval highlights how vehicle-to-grid capability is moving from concept to real-world residential use. And right when you think the Cybertruck news cannot get much better, the Cybertruck earned strong results in the latest 2026 safety testing. These outcomes could meaningfully shift public perception around the stainless steel exoskeleton and its unconventional design. Questions about the truck have lingered since launch, but solid safety scores help address them directly. Positive safety ratings tend to travel fast in the truck segment where reputation matters a lot. This should build buyer confidence, especially among people who are on the fence about the materials. From a business and reputation angle, it is a helpful win that supports the overall brand in a competitive truck market. These kinds of results often influence decisions when buyers are comparing large purchases. That said, the vibe going into earnings is not pure celebration. Preliminary figures show more than 79,500 Tesla vehicles registered across Europe in the first quarter. The total reflects continued demand even as local competition ramps up in several countries. It gives a clearer picture of performance outside North America heading into earnings season. Tesla is holding its ground in key markets despite more choices available to buyers. This international strength matters because it balances out softer trends elsewhere. Now, one thing worth watching closely is the growth story facing a reality check. Deliveries have slowed, inventory has built up, and the old pure growth narrative is not landing the same way. Market focus has shifted toward whether artificial intelligence and autonomy can carry the valuation going forward. Recent data showed the Toyota BZ4X moving more units than the Model 3 in certain tracked periods. It is a concrete example of legacy automakers making real inroads with their own electric offerings. The latest market breakdown also shows Tesla and Chevrolet picking up ground while Volkswagen and several startups lose momentum. This reflects a maturing industry where scale and brand strength are starting to separate the winners. On the competitor side, Rivian is preparing to open its new 525,000 square foot facility in Fort Worth. The move gives them more capacity for trucks and SUVs that overlap with parts of Tesla's lineup. Meanwhile, the Jeep Wagoneer S will not get a 2026 model, and the timing for resumed production remains unclear. That decision removes one competitor from the luxury electric SUV space for the near term. Tesla believes its fleet data advantage and vertical integration still give it a realistic path forward, but the next few quarters will test whether the broader market buys that long-term story. Which brings us to what many are now calling the only metric that really counts. Vehicle growth has slowed, so investor attention has moved squarely onto artificial intelligence capabilities. Successful robotaxi rollout will matter more than traditional auto metrics in the quarters ahead. One analysis argues that autonomous driving execution is now the central test for Tesla's valuation. Morgan Stanley and others are looking for tangible milestones instead of future promises alone. An older ARK Invest model projected an expected value of $4,600 per share for 2026 before any split. That long view reference point feels relevant as emphasis shifts toward artificial intelligence and autonomy. A Forbes piece also compared the investment cases for Tesla versus Rivian over the coming year. It highlighted how their different strategies are playing out in product plans, execution risks, and market positioning. All of this noise makes it a good time to see what everyone is talking about on X. Investor Ross Gerber stated that people just hate the brand now while discussing Tesla's artificial intelligence pivot ahead of earnings. The remark captures a real tension between strong owner loyalty and broader public fatigue. It is an honest data point on perception challenges Tesla must navigate even as its technology roadmap gets more ambitious. Uber has expanded its stake in Lucid specifically to accelerate its own robotaxi development. The market's immediate reaction in Tesla shares is being watched as a proxy for how investors weigh competing approaches to autonomous ride-hailing. It is a reminder that the race is not happening in a vacuum and big fleet operators are placing multiple bets. ARK Invest also released a detailed case for why SpaceX could still have room to run beyond a $1.75 trillion valuation. They laid out 6 specific reasons that number may not be the ceiling, and the analysis is generating chatter. ARK's Tesla models have long tied together the broader Musk ecosystem, so a successful SpaceX outcome could indirectly boost confidence in Tesla's own high-growth projections. With all that market chatter, it feels like the right moment to step back and apply some first principles thinking. Conventional wisdom says higher energy density is almost always better for electric vehicles. Yet when you look at physics and real-world economics, cheaper, more stable chemistries like lithium iron phosphate often deliver lower total cost of ownership. These batteries tolerate more charge cycles and handle heat better in hot climates, even if the window sticker range looks smaller. Tesla already uses both lithium iron phosphate and nickel-rich chemistries depending on the vehicle, the region, and the use case. The math often favors lithium iron phosphate for high-mileage fleet use or areas with cheap renewable power because the pack lasts longer before replacement. Nickel-based packs still win on weight and efficiency for long highway trips where every kilogram counts. What stands out is how Tesla treats chemistry as one variable inside a full-stack system. They design the vehicle's software, thermal management, charging profile, and even the recycling path together instead of chasing whatever cell is fashionable at the moment. In China, manufacturers embraced lithium iron phosphate early and aggressively to keep costs down and open up mass-market demand. Europe has leaned toward high nickel packs because regulators and buyers there prioritize maximum range, especially in cold weather. This practical approach is classic Tesla, starting from the customer's actual need for affordable, reliable transport that gets cheaper over time. Getting the chemistry right for each use case is how Tesla builds vehicles that stay valuable years from now instead of obsessing over headline range numbers. Tomorrow, keep an eye on any fresh updates around robo-taxi milestones or pre-earnings commentary that could shift sentiment. That's your Tesla news for today. TSLA closed at $392.50, up 9 cents, 0%. If you found this useful, a rating or review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify really helps new listeners find the show. You can also find us on X at Tesla Shorts Time. I'm Patrick in Vancouver. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you tomorrow. This podcast is curated by Patrick, but generated using AI voice synthesis of my voice using ElevenLabs. The primary reason to do this is I unfortunately don't have the time to be consistent with generating all the content and wanted to focus on creating consistent and regular episodes for all the themes that I enjoy, and I hope others do as well.